Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. All right. I don't know if this is still going to work, but let's try it. Okay, we got it in just in time. It's about to lapse, and everything is on schedule. And what I mean is I, set like this, timeline for myself because I've been gone for 2 years. I'm playing on a platform that wasn't, ideally my main platform. My main platform was PlayStation. And to make this adjustment, I mean, I had my account. I've had my PC account. But I just never, I used it for more PTS. And, I did have a couple of characters. I just never took it serious, whatever. And so after a 2-year hiatus and new CP system, I decided to buckle down on the PC platform. I started off with 830. I didn't hit the champion point of 1200 like I wanted to because I was working on some alts because I have one alt left to max, and then I'll have 18 tunes max. Now I still have to go ahead and get a couple of the things done for their builds, and which I'll do. But I'm working on the healers and tanks first, and some DPS. There'll be a couple DPS that's already, they're undaunted. It's already there. So we'll get that hammered out. City of Ash, Moongrave, and Spindle. Okay, whatever. That's pretty, All right, so we're going to do a random normal just for that bonus, of the traits. I'm going to be working the healers, and then I'll get their builds out, and then, of course, with tanks, and then I'll go ahead and get some of DPS out there. I've already got my blade out there, which I'm happy about. I'm always getting DLCs, man. I got to leave in like an hour and a half, but then on top of it, I'll do the DPS builds, and then I'll have just enough time before Blackwood comes out to get my PvP builds out and caught up on my content, my world content, which is really good. I'm really happy about that.
Even if you could, Adnalon.
So really happy about all this. Somebody's already fighting. Oh, it's on my tank. Anyways, that's a Nightblade tank. Nice. Oh, wait a minute. I thought, no other class could play any other role. Am I sarcastic? Yes. Because I rolled a Nightblade tank when everybody said, what the fuck? I rolled a Nightblade healer when everybody said, what the fuck? I did all of that. So I'm so happy. I'm happy with this community in so many ways. Overcoming the meta players and their bullshit. Am I despiteful? Yes, I'm very despiteful. Because who was the toxic shit holes in this fucking game? I ask and I repeat. Still problem on weaving. pretty bad when I have to go around the DPS. I still got to get a couple of sets,
We're not torturers.
you know, especially on my max
Restore
work.
the balance here.
Am I to understand you're a
My
follower of
Magplar actually has most of his set up ready,
the wrongs done?
most of it.
Unbind her, Corindan.
So
Unwise.
it'll be easy to you know get my
Now for
what
me.
the hell, yo.
It's my turn to study your insides, Warlock.
I warned you of her duplicity.
Yes.
Please, no! Don't let her kill
Aye.
Corindan. We need them both.
I deserve to be free. Get out of my way! It's Corindan I want!
Dude. Mechanics.
No one left to hide behind.
Bargain with. She must remain bound.
All right.
Look, Marcella.
Another rare specimen.
Is there nothing you won't objectify?
You apart.
Yo.
Put you back together.
Such a bad habit. It's going up aggro. Why would you think it wouldn't? If anybody wants to know why I don't have my shards and I have my orbs instead, I'm just leveling them.
Taste your own wrath.
measures everything. Give that dragon a sock in the jaw on my behalf, yeah?
Yeah. Don't know what happened to the other DPS.
Feel it. Everywhere. Seeping into everything.
Let's just kill everything.
Stop fighting my control.
There it is.
I can more easily shield you from its influence.
One toxic influence for another.
No one's going to aggro.
There. That writhing mass is the source of the cancer in this cavern. It must be purged.
Leave it. Its proximity is already beginning to taint you.
Destroying it weakens Marceloc's hold.
We're destroying it! Help Celine however you can!
Plant the seed of its cause. Cleanse the seed. Use it against the blight.
It's done.
Celine! Are you alright?
You gotta get used to not hitting that button.
Should be
Got too many
conserving our
healers.
energy.
Ignore him. I feel better already.
If you guys can hear noise in the background, there's construction going on outside of my house. Fortunately for me, I've good headset or headphones, so I don't usually have to hear it.
The seeds of paradise are here.
You don't have to tell the tank, he's like, I'm gonna hit these.
I need to wash off
Believe it.
several times.
Well, yeah. Definitely can be lag in this game.
The blue will cover the world. We will reshape you first. What happened? My mouth tastes like a hummus.
Marcelok's embrace is a blessing.
There you are, my pet. I feared you lost interest.
I am no one's pet.
No, you're the elf's plaything. But you could be so much more.
You'll pay dearly.
I'm
for
really
all
looking
this,
forward to
dragon.
building these PvP builds. Once I get the PvE
No,
builds
forget
done,
Celine. We'll give her
PvP will
everything we
follow.
have.
Especially with these lovely mythics.
To be chosen.
What the fuck, yo?
Pirates aren't going to make you, Marcelok, if you don't protect them. Go for the Strangler.
What the hell?
Spiders changed. They begged and blushed.
Whoa. Shit. I'm still trying to figure out that one part. I think you just have to block through it.
Really took best. Herb.
escape, I'll hunt you to the ends of the world.
It really hurt him.
Church
Crazy
weapon
plan
while
might
we're at
actually
it.
work.
Your confidence is heartening. We've driven Marcelot back to his lair, but the battle
Let's
will
go
not
there
be
for
finished
now.
until the dragon is dead or ensnared.
He deserves the worst you can do, Warlock. But I will give you the satisfaction.
He's up there, by that spire. Ugh, the blight's everywhere. We have to hurry. Help Celine cleanse a path through.
Crazy thing about Nightblade tanks, they're super fast. Oh, I know who has it. Well, I thought I did. Still,
Light has you. Cleanse it quickly.
ooh. See? Still trying to figure out that, like, okay, like, I'm
Wash
purple.
it away.
Thank you. Apologies for any harm.
Okay. So it's when you turn purple. I think it's purple. Could be a blue. I don't know, I'm colorblind red, so some things I don't see right. I have to have my kids confirm if I'm doing colors right sometimes, and it's on me.
Marcelot
There's
is
the
later.
infected
Can't you
dude.
feel the call of Marcelot?
Dude. Dude, you're infected.
Use the ward. Oh, thank you, love. That was fine.
Come on. Flip. Disgusting stuff.
You must join the
I
foe.
found the seed. Purge it here.
I don't know who.
My gratitude.
I'll tell you once again, man. You use Eldred on a Templar, stop healing. You use 2 utilities, stop healing. Stop. Just quit. You should. You shouldn't be a healer, especially on a Templar. This is whack as fuck.
Enough running, coward.
You see this? That's a pretty significant, you know, placement there. There's my AoE
He's much
ability
stronger
that
here.
allows my DPS
Trying
to
wrest control of
get
Celine.
Magicka returned from everything. It's an AoE version.
Anyone else?
Yeah. There's my Purifying Light, which applies my minor buff. Wall Lightning, which applies minor vulnerability. My shards are my utility right there. My Cleanse, my Hot, my AoE heals, and my Direct. That hurt. Now, usually I don't have 2 AoEs. I usually have my shards on, but you can. There is like a little flex spot, but one. Most of the time, you know. But like I said, garbage, bad habits, just terrible, horrible actually.
And we're all alive. Somehow.
Somehow.
You all really pulled through for us. Even you, Corindon.
Did I not agree to lend
I don't
you
know. I don't know
days?
how
I expect payment from your
people
king
just
promptly.
got away from certain
You don't
things.
speak for me, Oathbreaker. Your promises
I mean,
are
builds.
not
It's not about
air
the
you
build.
may
It's just
speak.
about layouts.
Hey,
The one, you know, that's the funny thing, you know.
Here,
And I mean, in a trial, not every.
you've got
If you had
what
2
wanted.
Templars, not everybody has to have the
Attack
purifying
and
light.
release me.
So
What
we'll
else
say
made
that.
foolish promise?
But
I never agreed to it.
and the only one, but still, somebody has to apply that buff. Yo, Harold, what's up, dude? Morning. I want to play hooky today. I'm Marcelock. Just remember, PvP is non-proc right now, right? That's why I'm on strike, not playing PvP. You know, you can play proc in Cyrodiil and Imperial, though. So I like Azur's Blight set from Mar. Yeah, it's a good set. I took a look at it. It's pretty good, man. I agree. It looks good. It looks really good. It's pretty impressive stuff. I agree with you there, Harold. You know, the funny thing about it is, a couple after I called out some content creators yesterday, 2 of them who were subbed to me, like dropped off. I thought it was hilarious because once again it reconfirms everything I've been saying, and I'm like, you know, it's funny because you guys are you're even making it obvious, you know, and people want to know why I get so aggravated, you know, with people. Put yourself in my position. I would ask people to put themselves in my position. Imagine coming into a game, you've been an elitist pretty much, you know, your gaming career. And that's not a compliment to myself. That's actually a pretty, it should be, I'm saying it's bullshit. Because, you know, you're like, oh, you know, you know, you put yourself on a, you know, in a certain element, you know, you get ranks, you get whatever, you know, and then next thing you know, you walk into a game that's open-ended, right? It's more open-ended, and all of a sudden, you know, you're doing what you typically are used to, but you're getting away from everything that you were. And then all of a sudden, what ends up happening, you take damage from a melee attack, corrupted order, minor breach to all enemies near you. That's an AoE breach set. I mean, if I want to reconstruct it later, whatever. But all of a sudden you decide, okay, hey man, I'm dying to these Templars or whatever. You roll you don't want to roll, so what do? You you know, you make a healer, right? Out of your Nightblade. And then the community is so toxic, so fed bullshit that you have to fight with everybody.
Can you believe it?
Everybody.
Dragons.
Even though you're clearing content. And then you're actually wondering, where is this information coming from? So you look up where they're getting this stuff, and then lo and behold, there's a bunch of content creators, you know, dropping bis and bullshit, right? They're literally dropping garbage in an open-ended game. That's interesting. And knowing that, you know, I came from like Ultima Online, SWG, right? A lot of open-ended games. You know, sandbox games. Those are sandbox. This is open-ended, but it's still, you know, cookie cutter. So it's an open-ended cookie cutter game. You know, sandbox game. There is, you know, you're not looting gear. You're crafting it, right? You're gonna, you know, you have a lot of more control over stats. You know how you craft stats and stuff, especially in SWG. You know, there were some things that were fixated, like geo weapons and stuff. They could be modified, but regardless, you know, I made Elder Jedi in Star Wars even before whatever. And then when the changeover, I made Jedi, and then all of a sudden I was an Elder Jedi after the NGE. So, you know, the funny thing about it was, you know, you're like, okay, whatever. You know, this community's being fed bullshit. So then, I never wanted to be a content creator. I never wanted to be. Hell no. Let me check the time. I didn't want to be a content creator. Right, but I love to siege. Sieging's awesome. But your taunt gives you both major and minor, right? Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. Hit it right. I couldn't said it any better, Harold. Point on, man. Point on. I mean, I think it would be good for PV, like a PVE set, maybe. Maybe there's something, or a PvP set. Maybe there's something you could do with that set. PVE, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. It's like, you know. But, you know, so I never wanted to be a content creator. I never wanted to be a content creator. Just was something I was not interested in, you know, because I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole, you know. I was an elite dick, okay. We ran raids in, you know, World of Warcraft, Rift, Vanguard, friggin' EverQuest. I was a raider because there was no PvP in EQ1. Then EQ2 did have PvP, and I think they introduced PvP later in EQ1, but originally it didn't have PvP. But, you know, I was a raider. And the simple fact of it was, you know, BIS literally referred to the best in slot, and I was like, you know, I'm tired of the even in, you know, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, right? Same thing. You have a best in slot. Why? Because it's linear, right? To get the best in slot. But like in World of Warcraft, your trinkets sometimes didn't actually drop from dungeons, so your best in slot from there would actually come from other places. Even World, you got to be aware of World bosses and some stuff to get best in slot. All right, and that's what it meant. Slot. It was a slot. Your slot. That's why it was called best in slot. But now we have sets in this game, configurations with an open-ended system, and I was like, I'm tired. These people don't even know the math, you know. And that's why I became a content creator. That's why.
On your feet.
It's not like I said I woke up and said, "Oh my God, I want to be like this popular person." I knew I wasn't going to be popular. I'm not. I'm not the most likable kind of guy. I'm not in life and not in anything. But you know what? People who know me will say, you know, Mystic will just tell you straight out how it's going to be, how it is. He's not going to, it's not that I'm doing it maliciously. It's like, I'm going to cut the bullshit. Either like it or not. I don't care. And if anybody says different, okay, then just prove it. If you can't, shut the fuck up. I've been wrong on multiple occasions. You know, I'm not saying I'm always right, but, you know, I'm pretty good at my math, you know? I'm pretty good at that. So, like I said, I mean, people can take it for how they want to. Like I said, it wasn't my ambition to wake one day and be like, I'm going to be a content creator. And even when I first started, I didn't monetize anything. Even after my partnership, I didn't monetize anything. But then as I expanded into other platforms, I'm like, I got to monetize this to pay for itself. I can't cut it for my kids, man. You know, I'm a parent, you know, whatever. So I just monetized it, just whatever. It's same principle, man. It's not like I'm trying to be whatever. I'm just trying to give people options and show the game for what it is, you know?
Keep moving.
And now it's gotten more prevalent and more, understood. Yes. When everybody said there was no diminishing return. Like I said, I walked in here, all DPS, both Mag and Stam were wearing the same set, the same traits, the same bullshit. Tanks had, literally, I used to see tanks under 30k dying because they didn't understand mitigation. They didn't understand mitigation at all. They were like, oh, I'm wearing this set and that, and it'll proc up. I'm like, you're aware your base health, right? Why isn't this? Oh my god, stupid spider. You're aware your base health actually contributes to your mitigating effects, like shields. Oh no, that's too much life. I'm like, why? I have a group shield, or I'm doing this and that. Why wouldn't I want more life for mitigation purposes? And because I was a main tank in every other MMO. That's how I know. And I don't main tank on this platform. But yeah, I main tank. I main tanked in World of Warcraft. I main tanked in EverQuest. I main tanked in Rift. I was a main tank. A raider. So, I actually, in WoW, I main two different tanks. I main Warrior and then Druid. Because there for a while, I refused the Paladin tank at the time. Even though when it was a thing at one time, the Pallies that was main tank at one time. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And I refused to roll Death Knight tank on this. I was just, at that point, I was so tired of all the garbage of replacing my legendaries with green. I was like, if I have to replace legendary sets, can I at least replace them with blue and not world drops? Can we do that at least? I mean, after all the months of fucking headache I've had to put into this game, I would appreciate that.
Let them see her wisdom.
Light it up.
I need healing.
Oh shit. This is on normal.
Welcome to our parlor.
Fuck. Man, I'm tired. Oh well. At least I'm helping Lobies. Jesus. Let's like wake up. Anyways, my point of it is this. I knew I was never going to be well accepted, and I never really cared. And I just, to this day, I still don't. And I don't. And you know why? Because I never ever tried to fit in with the in crowd, though most people always got along with me growing up. Because I was a jock, people were like, well, you're pretty popular. Says who? People hated me. They just wouldn't say it to my face.
They mean to take her from us.
Because, I'm blunt. It's just the way it is. I never cared. And I still don't. And the more people want to, fight against facts, the more I'm amped to just prove my point. I'm just that type of person. My family's kind of known from where I live, so I can't get around anything. They're like, are you? Yeah. So, a lot of pressure growing up. There's a lot of pressure on me. Too much at times. Trying to live in, the shadow of everybody else's success when you just want to do what you want to do. But they have plans for you. Right? Yeah, that's amazing. It's always good. And, because you can't escape it, right? But at the end of the day, I think that's where I get it from. That I'm not a conformist. I'm not ever going to accept anything other than facts. I'm not going to Just because I learned a long time ago, it's not what people say that makes things, you know, factual. You have to literally do the homework. You literally have to try to, you know, figure it out for yourself. I've even said multiple times, don't take my word for anything. You know? Do not take my word for it. Don't take anybody else's word for it. You know, if you see something, you like it, that's fine. But here's the deal. Just because somebody says it doesn't make it so. You know? You know, just challenge it. You know, do the research. I'm always telling my kids, man, you know, question everything until you get the facts. Because the facts can't be disputed. Everything else can be disputed, you know, except the facts. Maybe on a werewolf, since they don't have aggro as a, oh, that's a good point. Base health for a tank should start with 36 and go, yeah, right, thank you, Harold, right. But back then, do you remember, like, before the CP change, after the first initial CP, when we had VR 14, 16, remember that? 16, I think, VR 16 was cap, I believe, or something like that. You know, vet rank, your vet rank, before the switchover. And literally, we had tanks. We literally had tanks under 30K. We did. That's when everybody was wearing that shit. I would walk into a trial with my crafted Julianus and Nernholm. Right? Because you had to use Julianus on Nernholm because Nernholm you couldn't transmute. People are like, oh, I'm using Twiceborn Star. And I'm like, yeah, that's good. And they're like, what are you using? I'm like, I'm Julianus and Willbauer. Why? And I'm like, let's see, I deal more damage than you. No, I'm like, yeah, I do. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, a lot more. A lot more. And all of a sudden, then everybody started jumping on that bandwagon, remember? Who, you know, right. So, I was like, you know, at the end of the day, I rolled tanks. You guys, everybody can look up my first Nightblade tank build. I had like 40-something thousand life. People were like, that's too much life. But my shields, holy shit. Maybe my DK even. Everybody's like, that's too much life. I won't make this mistake again. Anyways, everybody's like, that's too much life. And I'm like, says who? How do you think mitigation works? They're like, how would you know? I was a main tank in fucking every other MMO in raids. This game's different. No, it's fucking not. No, it's not, you dips. Mitigation doesn't change. The fundamentals of mitigation don't change. It doesn't matter what fucking game you go to, dipshit. And then people get all offended. But I'm like, who's the one making the comment? You just said, I don't know what I'm talking about. Raise your health. Look at your shield. Did it go up? Yeah. Now who doesn't know what they're talking about? And then you guys want to know why I'm so sarcastic and why I'm so this or that. I have to deal with mass stupidity. We still have it going on. I leave for 2 years and I got Templars running dual utilities. Not using purifying light. Not knowing not only does it apply a buff, it drops a heal a hot on the tank's location. Ah! Fucking morons. Dipshits. I can't make it up. I cannot make this shit up. I can't. Am I arrogant? Not really. I'm just blunt. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't think I'm all that. I don't. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. Just not. If anybody thinks I'm sugarcoating something, boy, oh boy. That's the problem, though. That's what happens when you've spent years as a raider and an elitist. You become this asshole. Well, I was always an asshole. That was, built into me.
Here they come. Ready. Fire.
I need this book, too.
I'd welcome. She was whispering.
Can I... Ugh.
Over. You've got to keep moving.
Uh-oh. Bringing company. Oh, well. Anywho. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be... It's not that I'm not considerate of people. That's actually not true. I'm a very considerate and giving person in life. So... I'm just not one to pull punches. Dudes. They always leave a healer. Man, my damage sucks. That'll kill it. Anywho. So I always tell people, just put yourself in my position, man. Just put yourself in my position. Imagine walking into this game and dealing with all of this misinformation. Then coming back, and there's still misinformation.
There's one more.
You know? You get kind of tired of it.
Flank now.
I remember when people laughed at me for using degen. People laughed when I, put a 2H on my DK. People laughed when I made a Sork healer. People laughed when I made the Sork tank or the DK healer. And this is, and I've said, man, this is Elder Scrolls, man. You know, if you've ever played any Elder Scrolls title, any, you already know that this Elder Scrolls differs than any other RPG. Not just the online version, just period. Why? Because magic is engulfed into the entire, you know, like everything has magic. That's the whole reason behind Dragonborn, right? Usually, you know, people are always like dual wielding and they have these powers, you know, of the dragon and shit, right? I mean, holy crap. But yet, you know, this game's different because it's an MMO. No, it's different because it's Elder Scrolls. You know? It doesn't, it's always going to try to keep, you know, all these elements into play. I mean, yes, there is scaling. Yes, there are, you know, fundamentals. I mean, could they make, like, you know, things to apply like a hybrid type scenario? Yeah, they could. Very well so. Very much. It very well could set up this game to run hybrid completely. It's possible. Very possible. And there's indications of that, right? There are indications. Mundus, like the Lover Mundus, you know, covers both. The Thief Mundus covers both. But unfortunately, it's the armor passives and those little things that just hinder. But I remember we used to run dual wield on casters. Why? Because our resource management really didn't whatever, and the 8%, we used to run, you know, dual wield lightning staffs. We got that AoE bonus. Dude, you know, like I said, I mean, there's always things that we all have tried to do in this game, you know, to min-max or, you know, hit those points to get everything where we wanted it to be at, right? We've tried multiple things, and I'm not opposed to that at all. I'm a cheerleader for that type of stuff, you know? But if people are going to hate me for, you know, bringing the facts and the truth, well, I don't care anyways. I'm not here for a popularity contest. You know, my viewers, I appreciate my viewers because they've stuck behind me. They knew, they saw it from the rip. They were like, you know, this dude's onto something. He's proved this, he's proved that. He's onto something. You know?
Go no further.
That's why I have you guys, and that's why I appreciate you. You know, it's not about being right. I don't care about being right. I don't have pride. That shit left me a long time ago. Long time ago. I was a very prideful person at one time in my life. That's a fact, but, you know, you learn, you know, you're not always right. And a lot of times, even if you are right, that you are going to lose along the way. You're going to lose something along the way because somebody can't, you know, isn't happy with the fact that you are right. Right? Nobody likes a Mr. Know-It-All. You know? Nobody likes that shit. Holy crap. Come on, man. That's why I don't like speed running. Crap, man. I can't get in. Oh, there it is. Ugh. Speed running to get stuck at a door.
plate.
Being satisfied at his death. I guess it won't bring back those he's killed. Care to...
Yeah. No.
Can I help you? Anything
No.
else?
I just want that. I want to turn this in.
I didn't think we... In time, I was...
I'm beside myself. You truly believe you've won? I didn't expect our little friends there.
At the end of the day, you know, the funny thing about it is I've been doing this for 20 years. Whatever. Base health, yeah. Dude, you're... all you are is a troll. You always have been. Do you have anything? How's that, whatever. You still on Xbox? Nothing. You know, the thing about it is, like I said, I've been gone. I've been gone. Been back less than 2 months. I've been back actually 50 something days. And already, PvPers are starting to use Nirnholm over reinforced. Already, we see people were using a 6.1 config since the new CP system. Already, people are aware that, you know, the base, the percentage value is what? A determining factor to the CP system, even the new CP system. And you know what? You know, your slottables. So, yeah. How you're going to scale. There's not one that's going to be the all-out perfect format. Yeah. But yet, when I came here, people were already like, this is going to be how we're going to set up a DPS and tags. This is how. Yeah. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. And already they're changing their minds. Wonder why. Interesting.
Has need of you, comrade.
They thought they knew. Who's really arrogant? Interesting. Very interesting. Proved it time and time again.
Then I would be remiss not to...
The shit don't
Undaunted,
stop.
I have no further adventures or...
Come back after 2 years, and I'm already impacting the community. Why? Because the content creators watch me. Interesting. I influence, even if I don't get a quarter
There's an urgent task
of the views they'll get. They watch me, and it irks them that I'm going to top them every time. So what they'll do? They'll jump on board, whether they like it or not. Whether they like it or not. Even if they don't want to, they're going to, because they can't stand being bested by somebody who doesn't give a shit. And they'll convert because they have no choice. So why don't you take your little troll ass, take a pipe out, stuff that in your pipe, and smoke that and take a really good hit. Because that's what I've done since day uno. That's a facts, Jack. That's the facts. Always. You know, it's funny because in life I'm loved by so many people, and I often ask myself why. You know, I'm like, why do so many people like me? You know, and my one friend was like, you know, you're an asshole. I'm like, yeah, I know. They're like, but there's nothing in this world you wouldn't do. You're not going. It's you do it because you care. It's not like you're trying to be a dick because you hate people or hate something. It's because you care that you are, and that's why we love you. And it's pretty true. That's pretty true. So I'm fortunate. I'm blessed. I am blessed in that. You know, it's not about pride. Never has been. Everything's on schedule. We'll hook people up. Now, most of my stuff that I put out just will get people through content. It's really good shit. You know, it's good builds, solid builds. Get through people through shit. And then we'll create some toxic PvP stuff and we'll have fun. We'll have some fun. And that's what it's about. But don't let people, to my viewers, to the people who randomly watch me, don't let these people tell you something that's set in stone. Because they've been wrong more times than I can even count. More times than I can count. And we all can be wrong. Nam said it yesterday. You know, everybody can be wrong, including you. I agree. So don't take anybody's word for it. Take the information, apply it, do a little research yourself, and see if you can find something out. See if you can see a twist. Because when you see it for that element, when you see it like that, then you have nowhere to go but improve. And that's what life's about. Always trying to be better. As always, I'm your boy, Mystic Raven. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.